How would you make sound effects for this animation using only stuff that you found on your desk? And this awesome animation was created by Bob Saget. No. Alright, so here is our baby bat, and we're just gonna give him a little squeeze. Here is the raw, unprocessed recording of the squishy bat. Then we're gonna clean it, trim it up, remove some of the background noise, and then juice the hell out of it with compression. I'm also going to use Shaperbox to give myself a nice transient up front and keep the envelope really clean and under control. That gives us a really good base to work with. So now I'm going to act like I'm starting fresh and start processing all over again. So now I'm going to do another Shaperbox. This is not sponsored. I just fucking love Shaperbox. It's so good and so clean, tight, and just mwah! So the point of this Shaperbox is to give ourselves a really nice transient to work with for when the actual footfalls happen. And then next we have a compressor, pretty slow attack to let that transient through and really accentuate it. Then we have our bass doing some of that low frequency saturation, and that just helps it sound heavier and come through a little bit better on small speakers. Then we have Disperser doing the all pass thing that everybody does, and it's so overdone, but there's a reason that everybody does it, and that's because it sounds really cool and it just works. It also works really well for this particular animation because it gives that like squishy, lasery kind of sound that the all pass filter gives you. Let's see. Then we are cutting a bunch of high end off. I don't know why I did that. I think I re-injected it later. Then we are using Kelvin. We are doing a bunch of saturation here and then some transient shaping and clipping. And that sounds like this. Next thing I did was grab my water bottle and record some of the water sloshing around in there. And I used that for the in-between frames of sort of the anticipation before the actual footfalls. I'm not going to go through that one too because it's basically the same process of just cleaning everything up and then compressing the shit out of it. But I rendered these out and then kind of created these volume ramps to turn them into risers before each footstep. You can see I also did some fun automation on my filter here just to add a little bit of movement and interest. That sounds like this. And then you can see I added yet another Shaperbox here. And for that, we're grabbing from this first sound and just ducking this second one out of the way every time this first one hits. And it sounds like this. And then the last layer is just a constant water sloshing kind of sound, just as like a background element. And that also ducks out of the way of both of the other sounds. So it won't be playing at the same time, but it just kind of fills out the space in between. That's pretty much it. Everything all together sounds like this. Thank you for watching. I love you. Now get out of here!